Hey guys, this is part 2 of how to learn how to crochet. I really recommend to watch the last video. I will tip it in the right corner over here. In that video, you will learn how to make a chains and a magic ring. First of all, we're gonna start with a slip stitch. It will look something like this at the end. It used in a lot of projects and you need to know that as a basic. Then you will learn how to make a single crochet. It's really important for a lot of projects. Half double crochets, they will look something like this, and it's also one of the basics. Double crochet is also important and it will look something like this. And last but not least, treble crochet. It looks kind of like this at the end, and it's also used in a lot of projects. Today I will show you with this green yarn how to crochet them all, and believe me, it's really not difficult and it's really easy. First I'm gonna start with the slip stitch. So first of all, I'm gonna make a loop in my hook. So first of all, I should make a nodule like the way I did in my first video. And now making chains up. Also, I showed you in my last video how to make a chains. And I probably made like 5 chains, 10 chains. That would be enough for me to learn and for you as well. So you take a little, not a lot of chains to learn, maybe like 10 or 15, that will be enough. And now you make 1 chain up. You should make 1 chain up, it's really important. And why you will learn it next when you will do your projects, but it is really important because now you will crochet your slip stitch, and not in the next from the hook, but in the second loop from the hook. So in the second chain from the hook, you put your hook in the half of your chain and you take off the yarn, so you make 2 loops on your hook. And now you don't take the yarn from your finger, you just go with your second loop and you make it go through your first loop. Just follow everything I do and try to understand. Yeah, I showed not that right, but I will show you again. That's okay. That's okay if you also didn't get it. It's better to try again and over again to understand it. So you have 2 loops in your hook, but you don't take the other one. You go with the second one through the first one. And as you can see, I put the head of my hook downwards because it helps to go through my first loop. And also your first projects, your first stitches will not be that neat as mine, and that's okay. Mine wasn't too, so don't worry, that's obviously fine. Just practice and practice as much as you can to improve your skills. But yeah, that's what you should do until the end of your row. And so you put the hook in, you take the yarn, you make 2 loops on your hook, and then your second loop you went through the first one, and that's how you make a slip stitch. Slip stitch you usually use when you connect some pieces together, but also it's too early for you to learn that. So I would not really worry about what are you gonna use it for, because just believe me, you will use it for your projects, for any tops that you will crochet, any sweaters that you will be crocheting. So that's how it should look. And that's basically it for slip stitch. And now I'm going to show you how to make a single crochet. Again, I'm going to start with my chains up. I'm going to start my every time I'm going to start with chains. And I'm making each time 7 chains, 10 chains, doesn't really matter. You can take any amount of chains you want. So every time you need to make a chain up, how much you do, and you crochet always in the second loop from the hook. and I take out my loops. I have 2 loops on my hook, and I take one from my finger and it go through both of my loops on my hook, and I repeat the same pattern. And watch me carefully how I'm doing this, because it is really important. Also, I showed you on my last video how to hold yarn, because it's also important, because you need to understand how it would be easy for you to hold your yarn. You don't have to hold as I do. You can use other any kinds of ways, and yeah, that's how we go. That's what is called single crochet. Single crochet is also always used to crochet toys, because it's one of the basics. And that's how pretty it will look like at the end. And yeah, if you will crochet more rows every time, it will look as in at the beginning. And I'm going to show you how you actually do. So you make a chain up, as you can see. That's why you do it, the chain up, so you can flip your project, and now you're crocheting in both of them. So you see the braid, and now you kind of, do you see I'm gonna put my hook in? So it's kind of over here into the single crochet from the last row. I mean, it's kind of weird, but that's how it is. And now I have 2 loops in my hook, and I go through them all with my yarn. So that's how you crochet the single crochet. It's really actually easy. And now I'm gonna crochet some rows. I'm gonna finish this row, and I'm gonna just show you how it looks like. So that's how it should look like. I mean, I understand if it won't be that neat, but still try over and over again. And also write me in a comment how you do with the single crochets, or any types of crochets we're gonna do this video, and type me in the comment which one you like the best. So, and remember, every time when you want to start the next row, you should make a chain up. And I'm going to show you how to make a half double crochet, and you make a loop on your hook. As you can see, you do like this. So you have kind of 2 loops on your hook, and now you go in the second chain from your hook, from your chains that you just did. So you go into it, and you take a yarn, and now watch me, you will have 3 loops on your hook. And because you make a half double crochet, you will go with them all together like this. You take a yarn and go through them all together. Now you take one piece again, and you go through, and you take 3 loops on your hook, and you go through them all at the same time. That's how you make a half double crochet. The next I will show you just a double crochet, and it's a little bit different. It's kind of the same way, but there's just one thing that is different. And yeah, that's what you use it for. Just watch me carefully, repeat slowly as I do. If you need, you can make the video slower to just repeat every single moment I do, because it's really difficult to explain in the words what I'm doing. You just kind of have to repeat everything and kind of look at your yarn, look at your situation, like, that's what I should do. So yeah, I'm repeating the same thing until the end of the row. And again, to start the next row, you always need to make a chain up. So I'm making a chain up, and I flip over my project to start the new row. Every time you go from the right to the left when you're crocheting. So now I'm going to show you how to make a double crochet. I told you that it's kind of the same way as a half double crochet, but it's still different. So you still have, as in the last one, 3 loops on your hook. As you can see, 3 loops, but with the first one you go only through 2 of them and you have 2 loops left, as you can see. And then a second time you go through 2 loops on your hook. So you kind of split it in half, your double crochet. That's why it calls double crochet. And a half double crochet, it's when you just do the half of it. So I hope you understand it, and that's what it should look like. Just repeat everything I do. Half double crochet is kind of a little bit easier than a double crochet, just because in double crochet there's more movements than in half double crochet, as you see. But if you get used to it, you don't really notice the difference. But for me, obviously it's easier to crochet a half double crochet, but you need to know both of them as well, of course. And I'm gonna finish this row and I'll meet you after this. And now the last but not least, treble crochet. Treble crochet is kind of really hard, probably will be for you, so I'm not expecting you to get it really well, but if you do, that's really good. So first of all, I'm making chain up and I flip over my project, and now I have to make it twice. As you can see, when we did a half double crochet and a double crochet, we did only once, but now I have to flip over twice and get the hook into the chain from the last row. And now I have 4 loops on my hook, and now I go through them all. First time 2 loops, the second time 2 loops from my hook, you have to really count them, and the third time 2 loops. So as you can see, the treble crochet is a little bit taller than a double crochet, and a double crochet is taller than half double crochet, and a half double crochet is taller than single crochet, and the single crochet is taller than the slip stitch. So yeah, that's kind of, you see the pattern, you see that what it means, and you understand mostly what the difference between all of them. And yeah, you should also always watch me slowly, and if it's not slow enough for you, just slow down my video and rewatch it over and over again until you get it. Because you know, the videos that usually on the YouTube, when you see like tutorials, it's really hard to get because they show you to the people who already know how to crochet, and if you won't know the basics, it just will be really difficult for you to understand what are they doing, because then you have to Google everything. And here's just in one video, as you can see, 4 types of crochets, and yeah, I think you should follow me. So yeah, I finished my row with a treble crochet, and there's double triple crochet and a lot of more things to learn in crocheting, but these are basics that you will probably meet in basic projects, and something quite easy, not that difficult. And in difficult projects you will find out about a lot of different crochets, but we will talk about this later. So yeah, after you're done with the project, you just cut off your yarn. It won't anything happen to it. So yeah, and that's it. Let me know in the comments, what did you crochet and how did your learning went, and what crochets is your favorite, the treble crochet, maybe a single crochet, maybe half single crochet. And then in the next videos we will learn how to make a circle, and yeah, it's a little bit harder, and you will learn about a lot of new stuff in my next video, so follow me, put this like on my video, and write me in the comments. Bye!